Imagine waking up one morning. You're on the verge of the biggest promotion of your life. You have the dream apartment, the dream car, a successful girlfriend who loves you. Everything you've worked for is finally within reach. Then, one wrong text message changes absolutely everything. Not because someone threatens your life, not because you've been hacked, but because you're accidentally invited to a bachelor party with 4 complete strangers. And somehow, that single mistake turns into one of the craziest weekends imaginable. Today, we're breaking down Netflix's comedy 72 Hours, starring Kevin Hart. But this isn't just another bachelor party movie. Beneath all the chaos, outrageous parties, and ridiculous situations is a story about getting older, feeling left behind. Our story begins in New York City. We meet Joe Nixon, played by Kevin Hart. On the surface, Joe has everything. He's a successful advertising executive working for one of the biggest marketing firms in the city. He drives expensive cars, lives in a luxury apartment, and has spent years building a reputation as one of the company's most creative minds. His coworkers respect him, his clients trust him, and everyone believes he's about to become the company's next chief creative officer. Life couldn't look better. Or so it seems. Because behind the confidence, Joe is starting to lose touch. The advertising world moves fast. Every week there's a new trend, a new meme, a new influencer, a new language that young audiences seem to invent overnight. Joe once understood all of it. Now he's struggling just to keep up. Joe walks confidently into an important presentation. This campaign matters. A massive vodka company is searching for fresh ideas. Winning the account could secure Joe's long-awaited promotion. He believes he's ready. The room doesn't agree. Almost immediately, his presentation begins falling apart. The jokes don't land. The slogans sound outdated. The references feel years behind current culture. Instead of connecting with younger consumers, the campaign feels painfully out of touch. One younger coworker delivers the harshest criticism imaginable. It's cringe. Just one word, but it hits Joe harder than any insult ever could. His boss doesn't sugarcoat reality either. The problem isn't Joe's creativity. The problem is that he no longer understands Generation Z. The company needs someone who knows how young people actually think, not someone remembering how they thought 10 years ago. Suddenly, that promotion Joe has worked years to earn starts slipping away. Things aren't much easier outside the office. Waiting for Joe at home is Jennifer. She's smart, successful, and unlike Joe, she knows exactly what she wants. Jennifer is a doctor. She spent years building a future with Joe. Now she's waiting for the next step. Marriage, commitment, a family. But every time the conversation comes up, Joe changes the subject. Work always comes first. Career always wins. Jennifer never gives him an ultimatum. She simply wonders how much longer she's supposed to wait. Without realizing it, Joe is slowly risking both his career and the relationship that matters most. Then something completely unexpected happens. Joe's phone starts exploding with notifications. At first, he assumes it's another work emergency. Instead, he's somehow been added to a group chat filled with complete strangers. 4 young guys are planning a bachelor party in Miami. The messages never stop. Memes, voice notes, party plans, ridiculous jokes, photos, arguments over hotel rooms, everything. Joe tries to leave, then pauses. Because as he scrolls through hundreds of messages, he notices something. This isn't just random conversation. This is exactly how young people communicate. No presentations, no focus groups, no expensive market research. Just real people being themselves. And suddenly, Joe has an idea. A terrible, brilliant, career-saving idea. Instead of leaving the group chat, Joe decides to use it. If his bosses think he doesn't understand young people, why not spend an entire weekend living with them? Observe everything. Learn how they talk, how they joke, how they party, how they make decisions. If he can survive one bachelor weekend, maybe he can save his campaign. Maybe he can save his promotion. Maybe he can prove everyone wrong. It's completely unprofessional. It's definitely strange, and it could easily end in disaster. But Joe convinces himself it's the perfect plan. He messages the group, explains that he'd love to sponsor part of their trip, even offers to pay for a much nicer Airbnb than they originally planned. Free luxury accommodations, unlimited drinks, and upgraded vacation. The guys are suspicious. Why would a stranger spend thousands of dollars on people he's never met? Joe gives them just enough explanation to ease their doubts. Eventually, they agree. Joe has officially invited himself into the wildest weekend of his life. But what none of them realize is that someone else is about to become very interested in that luxury mansion, because the place Joe just rented doesn't exactly belong to an ordinary homeowner. And once they arrive in Miami, everything begins falling apart.
Joe finally arrives in Miami, ready to study Generation Z like it's the most important assignment of his career. But fitting in proves much harder than he imagined. The bachelor party crew quickly realizes Joe isn't one of them. His outdated jokes, awkward slang, and constant attempts to sound cool only make him the target of endless teasing. To them, Joe isn't a friend. He's the rich older guy paying for everything. Still, the group slowly warms up to him as they spend the weekend partying together. Joe secretly watches how they interact, hoping to steal ideas for his advertising campaign. But things don't go according to plan. A wild night on a luxury yacht takes an unexpected turn. The group is drugged, robbed, and left stranded. As if that wasn't enough, Joe unknowingly rents a mansion connected to a dangerous drug operation. Suddenly, a powerful cartel believes Joe has stolen something that belongs to them. What started as market research has now become a fight for survival. And from this point forward, the weekend spirals completely out of control. As the pressure builds, Joe's carefully planned mission completely collapses. Trying to escape the criminals chasing them, Joe accidentally consumes cocaine and transforms into an overconfident alter ego called Ricardo Montana, hilariously imitating a classic movie gangster. The ridiculous act only makes things worse. The cartel mistakes Joe for a rival drug lord, turning a simple misunderstanding into an all-out manhunt. Meanwhile, the bachelor party friends begin questioning Joe's real reason for joining them. When they discover he has secretly been using them as research for his advertising campaign, they feel completely betrayed. Joe isn't just losing the trust of his new friends, he's also receiving angry calls from Jennifer, who finally realizes his career has always come before their relationship. Now Joe has lost almost everything: his promotion, his friendships, and possibly the woman he loves. With criminals closing in and everything falling apart, Joe finally stops pretending. Instead of chasing promotions or trying to impress younger people, he chooses to protect his new friends and fix the mistakes he's made. Working together, the group escapes the dangerous situation and finally puts the chaotic weekend behind them. Back in New York, Joe realizes something important. He never needed to become Gen Z. He simply needed to stop pretending to be someone he wasn't. He reconciles with Jennifer and finally commits to the future they had been putting off for years. At work, Joe also understands that great ideas don't come from copying younger generations. They come from authenticity and experience. 72 Hours may look like another outrageous bachelor party comedy on the surface, but underneath the wild parties and crazy misunderstandings, it's really a story about growing older, accepting change, and realizing that staying relevant doesn't mean acting younger. It means staying true to yourself. It isn't trying to reinvent the comedy genre, but Kevin Hart's performance, along with the energetic young cast, delivers enough laughs to make the journey entertaining. So, what did you think of 72 Hours? Did you enjoy Kevin Hart's latest comedy? Or do you think the bachelor party formula has finally run its course? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.